Okay, so this is Tony Rackman here with Mantas
Yes.
of Venom Inc.
Yes, you are.
here in Toronto
Yeah.
at the Mod Club, playing a show here tonight. So Mantas, first of all, welcome to Toronto.
Thank you very much. Yeah, good to be back.
Great having you guys back. Looking forward to the show tonight. It'll be my first Venom Inc. show.
Right.
So we just wanted to start off. How's the tour going so far?
It's going really well. Started off in Philly, and that show was actually more than sold out. Wow. We opened the doors or wherever it was at the side of the venue, and there's people still in the street, so they were watching from the street side. New York was absolutely packed as well, right up into the balconies and stuff.
Wow.
Went crazy. Boston was the same. Where the fuck were we at? Montreal, that was the same. It's been absolutely incredible. The audiences have been insane so far, so don't let us down, Toronto.
Oh, if I know the people around here, they won't disappoint tonight.
Good.
We got some pretty rabid fans in this town.
Good.
So you guys, as Venom Inc., just released your first full-length album, Ave,
Yep.
and that's on Nuclear Blast Records.
It certainly is.
So how has the reception been to the album so far with the new songs and the new material, how the fans been reacting?
Unbelievable. Far exceeded my expectations. I mean, you know, when the album was finished, I was very proud of it. I knew it was a good album, but at the end of the day, you know, I mean, the reviews have been brilliant. I haven't read one bad review. I mean, the reviews have been exceptional.
That's great.
They really have. But my judge is always the fans. And, you know, speaking to everyone who's got the album, who's heard parts of the album, people who've seen us last night who went and bought the album after they've seen us from the merch stand, everybody saying, you know, this is what we've been waiting for. This is a Venom album. You know, it's, to hear that from the fans, that's the greatest thing. And, you know, even reading reviews and speaking to the fans, we seem to have done it again where, you know, every Venom album, and I speak to fans, they say that this song is their favourite off that album, or no, all that song is, and we're getting into the same thing. You know, people have got different favourites off this album, but everybody has said that it's a very listenable album. You know, it grabs your attention straight away, it carries you through all the way, you know, no two songs are the same.
Yep, no, for sure. I heard that, the songwriting aspect of it that you described, I definitely heard on the new album. So I see what you're saying.
It's just writing without any sort of restrictions, really, which was what I did in the early days. You know, I've got no formula or anything like that I would stick to for songwriting. It's like whatever comes out. I spent a lot of time on the arrangements of the songs.
So would you say that you did say the lion's share of the writing for the new album? Was that mostly, did you guys come together and just see what you think? Like, who sits down and says, hey, I've got something I'm working on?
Well, I mean,
what's that process like? Describe that process.
I continuously write. I write and I write and I write and I write. I'm always writing stuff. Even after Ave was finished, I've still got more stuff that I've just done. You know, I'm not one of these guitarists who sits down for 8 hours a day and practices scales. I'm seriously not interested. And massive respect to anybody who does that. You know, and there's some incredible players out there, but I've got no intention. I've got no want or anything to be a virtuoso guitarist. I don't care. You know, you hear the likes of Steve and Fine. They're incredible. I'm not interested in...
You just want to plug in and rock out.
I want to plug in, but if I'm going to sit down for 8 hours a day with a guitar, I want a product at the end of it. So, you know, I've said this a load of times now. If someone was to offer me one of two gifts, one was to be the greatest guitarist that the world has ever seen, or one was to be the greatest songwriter, I would choose the songwriter every time.
And you know what? It's funny you describe that, because I think that's one thing that metal music is lacking nowadays. Everyone wants to play a million notes, play this and that.
Yep.
Everyone forgets how to write a good riff and a good song, and that's what it's lacking.
Yep.
And you see some of the bands, like for example, off the top I say Ghost or Power Trip. Those bands are the newer bands, but they write songs that kind of stick in your head. They got a good, catchy songwriting element to them that a lot of younger bands I find.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that people have said to me about this album, that, you know, the songs are catchy, they're memorable, the choruses stick in your head, and that's what I'm always about when I write songs. It's always about hook lines and choruses, strong verses, and my big thing for writing a song is always where can the audience join in? Hence we have the big chorus and Harvey artists at times. We have to, like make a massive stop where everybody can go, that's how we played. Everything. I'm always looking for that. It's like, when I'm listening back to a demo or something, like, and I'm thinking of lyrics in my head, or I'm putting a title to it, I'm thinking to myself, like, the chorus, what kind of feeling where the audience is going to feel a part of it, And at the end of the day, we're giving this music to the fans. It's got to be theirs, and they've got to take it to heart.
Absolutely.
As much as we do, But like I say, I'm proud of the new album, and to get the reactions that we have to it, it's just been incredible.
Great. That's good news. I'm glad you guys are getting a good reception. To me, I started listening to Venom about 10 years ago when I started getting into heavy music from my uncle, who was a Venom fan in the 80s. And now I've grown. Venom to become one of my favorite bands, and now here I sit. But do you think that the older material, the material of Venom, do you think it's... when did you start to kind of see a resurgence? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like Venom's music kind of reached a new, younger audience with maybe, say, 5-10 years ago. Do you care to elaborate on that, or speak to that?
I think it's... there was one time we were on tour in Europe, and we were in Poland, and there was a young guy who was standing outside the bus, and it was freezing cold outside.
Okay.
And this guy had the battle jacket, the denim with all the patches and everything like that. So we went in, and he had a bag full of albums.
Yeah.
So we invited him on the bus, and he opened the bag, and it was all Venom albums. It was all original pressings as well. And I looked at this guy, and I said, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? And he went, I'm 15. I went, no way. And he said, he says, my father gave me all these albums and said, learn. And he says, I've been a Venom fan ever since I heard the stuff. But, we've talked about this before, and, people have discovered Venom way back, as far back as the first single, and you can see it, and they've stuck with us all the way through. People have discovered it at black metal, or at what would say, people have discovered it, I find out a lot of people who have discovered it at prime evil, and then went back and researched the back catalog.
Interesting.
I've even heard people who say that the first Venom album that they ever heard was Resurrection.
Really?
And then they went back and discovered everything. But the audiences, we've noticed, and we've been very surprised about it, and getting younger and younger and younger. We still see
the old guard.
The old guard who have been there from day one, and massive respect to them. But seeing all these young people. The last American tour we did, can't remember where we were, but there was a girl right in front of me at the front of the stage. She couldn't have been more than 20, 21, something like that. So she wasn't even born when Welcome to Hell came out. But she sang every word to every single song, even the ad-libs, the whole lot. She sang everything, and that's the thing about metal as well. Once somebody gets into a band, they get into it. They really get into it. And when we did the Whiskey in Los Angeles, Tony, the listener, he was saying, when we were pulling up in the car, because we were doing an interview, and on the way back in the car, we got a phone call to say, oh, well done guys, you've sold out the whiskey. So we're pulling alongside, and there was just this queue down the street, but it was full of young girls, pretty young girls and stuff like that, young guys. And Tony actually said, where the fuck are they going? It's like, is there another club inside the club, is there another night out or something? But no, when we got inside, it was all young people. You can see, like you say, the old guard who are standing around. It's almost like,
the old guys
bodyguards are standing around the outside.
The older guys stand at the back, and the younger crowd's up against doing the moshing. Definitely. I could say it was a part of that. For me, being exposed to Venom's music, there's a filmmaker, Sam Dunn, who he actually lives here in Toronto.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's at the show tonight. His documentary, Headbanger's Journey, when I saw the footage of Venom playing Bloodlust, that's what exposed me to Venom. I'm like, who the hell are these guys? I was 16 at the time, and I, right away, Welcome to Hell, black metal. I found out Metallica used to open for Venom, and all these crazy things. Like, wow, how have I never heard of them? I talked to my uncle about them, and he said, oh, you've never heard of these guys? Back in the day, we loved them, and I was like, wow. So that's when I was introduced to it, and I must have had 3 Venom t-shirts in high school, and one of my favorite bands going back years and years, and it's just... it's great to see you guys have got the longevity to continue playing Venom's music. to this day and age, and you seem to be building up a new audience, and it speaks to the longevity of Venom's music. Because
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. We spoke about that, and we spoke about the set list, and we've been talking to fans about the set list. And you know, there's a lot of bands from our era around the new wave of British heavy metal, which we weren't really a part of. We didn't feel a part of it, but we
were a lot heavier and louder than
yeah. But there was a lot of bands around in that era, you know, and there's a lot of them who've either come back or have continued playing. But you know, there's a good few of them who have got one or two songs. You know, when people say about classic songs, you know, there's one band in particular who I actually love the band. I'm not going to name them, but we were in Italy and we went to see them play, and the place was packed and they got a great reception, and then they played that one song and the place went nuts. You know, with Venom, for whatever reason, we've got a bag full of those songs. I don't know what it is. I mean, we would not get out of that place alive if we did not play black metal, which, you know, account as battery. You know, all those songs. You know, so yeah, people are asking now, what are you playing off the new album? Oh, please play this, which is great. That's good to hear. But they still go crazy when they hear the old songs. You know, the songs which are like, you know, black metal. Jesus Christ, that's what, 36, 37 years old now? It's unbelievable. You know, and then, you know, to go as far as China, which we did. We played in China and Taiwan. And to hear a Chinese audience singing Count as Bathory, it's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, and then playing it in Russia, a Russian audience singing it, you know, in every continent and every country that we've been in, you know, it doesn't matter the language barriers, it doesn't matter once the music starts, everybody knows it.
Loud music has a truly international appeal.
I feel, my thought on that is that music is our last universal language. It's the only thing we've got left which will bond us together. So please, for fuck's sake, don't let's lose that. Because everything else, politics, religion, and everything else is fucking the world up. Which is the story behind Bloodstain, the track of Harvey.
Really?
You know, it's just basically how the human race is just fucking each other up, fucking the planet up. Supposedly we are the most intelligent beings on the planet. I seriously doubt that at sometimes. But you know, music brings everybody together. You know, especially in heavy metal, it's such a community, it's such a family. You know, you can be in a mosh pit, and somebody will go down. Nobody's going to trample them.
Pick them right back up again.
They'll pick them up. They'll have the most polite mosh pit I've ever seen in my life was in Japan.
Yeah.
Where they were helping each other up onto the stage, and then waiting for the stage dive, and then carrying them around and very gently putting them down again. But no, it's great. It's great to see that, you know. And you know, when you play a festival where you maybe get different nationalities together, then everybody, you know, once that one song comes on, and the song that's everybody's favourites, you know, everybody's arms is around each other and they're up and down. You know, you maybe never met the guy beside you. You never meet him again.
Yeah.
I got asked to write a book a few years ago now, so I am doing it, but it's slowly but surely. Hopefully it'll be out at the end of next year.
Okay.
And I put a call out to the fans. There's going to be a chapter in the book called Legion's Iron and Steel.
Okay.
And it's all purely written by the fans. It'll be your words, your photographs if you want to send them in, whatever, right? It's your
And it's called, you say, Legions of Steel?
Legions, Iron and Steel. It's from
Legions, Iron and Steel.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the chapter in the book. The book's going to be called To Hell and Back. But
the chapter is called Legion, Iron and Steel.
Yeah, it comes from Die Hard, the track Die Hard.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
And I put the call out just to say, look, send me your stories about Venom, good or bad. You know, if you love the band, whatever, how you discovered the band, what it means to you, has it done anything for you? Some of the stories aren't that bad, including one. I'm not going to name him. You'll read it.
Okay.
Canadian guy who was in the military, who came under fire, was beside an American GI. They started speaking to each other just to alleviate the tension. The subject got around to music. They discovered they love heavy music together, and then they discovered both of their favourite bands was Venom. They never met each other. To this day, they're still best buddies. You know, I mean, stories like that, you just think, fucking hell. And you know, I'm just sitting in the house writing some riffs. It's like, and that, you know, your music means so much to somebody when it goes out there.
Absolutely.
You know, when you release something new, you sort of bare your soul to everybody, and you hope that everybody takes it to their hearts and they love it. But to have it taken that much, and you know, to have the, you know, know, when you walk out from a gig like last night, the night before, and every show I've gone, oh my God, you're a legend. Without you, it wouldn't be that. You know? And you know, I'll say to the fans now, all I can say to you is thank you. I'm really shy. I'm useless in social situations. You know,
You seem to be holding your own okay. I've got a lot of material.
yeah, when I'm doing interviews, I talk like a fucking, you know, I talk a glass eye to sleep. But in a social situation, I feel I live in a very small village in the middle of nowhere. It's just me, my girlfriend, my cats, and my dog. You know, and that's it. I don't see anybody. You know, so I do find it difficult to meet people and take all that on board. I find it quite overwhelming. But fucking hell, it's like to think that you've had this much impact is unbelievable. You know, I always say I was a kid from Newcastle who wrote some tunes and people dig them. I was lucky. You know, it's as simple as that. I think the stars aligned. The world was ready for something different.
Mantas the humble.
You've got to be.
Yeah.
You have to be. You have to have your feet firmly on the ground, because at the end of the day, we all get up in the morning, make a coffee, take a shit, and go to work.
Exactly.
Everybody's the same.
Yep, I know that. All right, Mantas. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is one of the best interviews I've done yet.
Thanks, man.
A lot of things for you. So I just wish you and Venom Inc. Safe travels on the rest of your trip. Safe travels.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoy yourselves. That the shows keep staying packed and everyone gets home healthy and happy.
Yep.
So thank you.